to be taking a look at the do while node in n8n. But before we get into that, we are just going to look at the documentation. So it's available on npm. Let me just expand this. So it's available on npm as n8n do while node. So you can check out this to understand it better. I have a few examples here as well, and then you can check us out on GitHub, so it's also available here as well. All right, so quickly back to all right, so this is the do while node right here. So before we get into the technical parts, we're also going to be explaining what we have on these sticky notes. Alright, so this project is pull any job status until complete. So that's like the name of this project. That's the theme of this project. So it's not actually a real world project, but you understand the use case better with this simple example. So this workflow keeps checking a job status until it reports as done, then continues. So this is going to be our job right here. It's going to be our job right here. So we have a few real world examples. Actually, when you actually understand how it works, you'll be able to get the multiple real world examples yourself, but these are just the few that I have here. So you can trigger a video export, a report generation, or an AI task in an external service. So those operations take time, and instead of you waiting for a fixed amount of time before you actually check it out, so this workflow will keep checking and continue the moment the job is ready. So let's move to the next node. So this is the do while node. So it takes a condition. Okay, I think we should actually dive into the nodes now. Okay, let me just do this so let's just read it out. So it takes a condition which is JSON.status is equals to done. So you're going to see all of this when we actually dive into the code. So it checks after every iteration when true items exit via the condition met. So the do while node has two outputs. It has the loop and it has the condition met. So we have the wait 1 second, the max iterations to 10, and condition met pin goes to process results, looping goes to check job status and back. So when you actually add the do while node to your canvas, let's just do this. So when you actually add it, it doesn't have the when you just add it, it doesn't actually have the link back into itself. So you just need to do that, and then you attach whatever workflow you want over here. So let's delete this. Alright, let's finish our sticky notes first before we dive in. So this is process results. So this is basically just the end product. By the time items reach here, the loop has finished. Check loop.timeout to know whether the job completed or the loop hit max iterations. So if timeout is false, it means that the condition was met. If timeout is true, it means that the job never finished in time. So we're going to be able to handle that separately. I'm going to show us all of this when we actually start diving into the nodes. Then here, like I've said before, is the job status. So this is a simulation. Replace it with an HTTP request node calling your API status endpoints. Node must return a JSON object containing the field your condition checks. In this example, that field is status. So let's just dive into this directly from that. Okay, we've not actually executed this. So now let's go back and run our code from our workflow from the start. From the start rather. Alright, so this first node that we have here is the trigger manually node. So it doesn't really have anything that it does, it just helps us execute our workflow. The next node that we have here is the set node. So what we use this to do is just to set our initial values. So we set our counter to 0 and set our status to pending. So it doesn't actually, we can actually have something else that is passing this JSON as long as it just passes the what we actually need. So when this actually comes in, yeah, so this is not actually going to be done. It's not actually going to be let's say green the first time you actually run it. So let me show us a very practical example. So let's clear everything. We are going to redo it in a start in a bit. So let's start from here. Let's do this once and let's do this once. So you are going to say it's run just one time and it's actually false. Sorry, I didn't mean gram, I mean false. So like it's not actually going to be true because like this is the first time that we're running it, but when we actually run everything together, it's going to show us true because that's the last value that gets passed to it. So don't be confused by that. Alright, so let's go ahead and run this again from the start. Alright, so we stopped here. Right, yeah, we stopped here. So this is showing us true because it's showing us the value of the last node. So just ignore that. What this is basically showing us is that this is the condition. Like this is supposed to evaluate to a condition. So in the first time it actually runs, status is going to be pending. So JSON.status equals to done is going to be false. That's why we had false the other time. So but at the last one is actually true. So let's just keep diving into it. So we have a quick tip here. Expression that must evaluate to true to exit the loop. Use JSON fields from the data coming back into this node. Also available is other stuff that you can see there. Alright, so max iterations, basically what this does is that it sets the maximum amount of times that it should actually loop. So you will not end up having an endless loop. So it's like keeping a cap on the maximum amount of loops that you can actually have. So the tip, safety cap to prevent infinite loops. When reached, items exit via the condition met pin with loop.timeout set to true. So what it basically means is that you can see this stuff we have over here. So what it basically does is that you actually meet the condition that was here, or do you have to break out here? So if we broke out here, it's going to set the timeout to true, right? So it's going to set the timeout to true over here. So this wait between iterations is just basically helping us slow down, so we don't actually check it over and over and over again too quickly. So we can actually use a wait node, but this is just more convenient. So we can just add it over here and wait, like maybe wait 10 seconds or 15 seconds for trying out the API again. Alright, so here there are two different configurations for on max iterations reached. So we can either exit via condition met pin. So if we exit here, we need to handle it ourselves. Maybe if we want to probably log it or probably want to do something about it, so we can handle it in the condition met branch. So I'm going to show us that in a second, how this is actually going to get passed over there. So it's not going to give us an error, it's just going to execute and then set this to true, clean, right? But if we actually set this to true error, so it's actually going to give us an error if the max iterations is reached. So let's quickly try this out quickly with an example. So let's say our max iteration is set to 2. Okay, just a quick tip. This node over here, it's just a dummy. So what it just basically does is that the first time it gets queried, it says no. The second time it says no. The third time it says yes. So if we actually set this to 2, that means that we're going to be having its breakouts due to max iterations. So that's basically the idea. We are trying to test this true error to see how it's actually going to behave when we set it to this and when we set it to this. So let's try out true error first. So let's execute this. So we see when we actually hit the problem in node do while wait for job, do while reach max iterations, which is 2. So as you can see, it's true and error. But if you actually set this to exit via condition met pin, so what this is going to do is that if you actually hit that, Oh, sorry. We need to run this fully. So if you actually hit that error, it's going to still give us an output. But in our output, we'll be able to see. Okay, let me open this from here. We're able to see that the timeout is true, right? Okay, so that's that for this node. Okay, now for the run, so this is what happens the first time it runs. So the first time it runs, the condition met branch is not going to have any data. It's going to go through the loop branch because our condition over here has not been met. So this is the loop branch like I've shown us before, which goes down like this. So what it sends to the loop branch is this, and what gets here, let's set this to our first run. Okay, sorry, we actually need to change this back so I can explain better. Let's change this back to 10 so I'm able to explain this better. And let's execute this fully. Alright, so we are back here. So what happens in the first run is that when it gets this data sent to it, what this just basically does, what all this code basically does is that it ignores the first and the second time it is queried. So it's just basically a simulation that is going to set the status to done after 3 checks. So the first time is going to ignore, second time is going to ignore, and third time is going to set status to done. So let's check the first output. The first output, the counter is 1, status is pending because it's not 3, obviously it's still 1, and the message is still processing, check 1 of 3. So that's what happens the first time. Then it goes back here. Then second time is still the loop branch. So let's do this quickly. The second run is it over here. Oh, sorry. The second run, this is what gets fed in, and this is the output still pending, right? Then third run, set this to a third run, so it's still on the loop branch, and this is what it gets over here. On the third run, so it processes it, and then on the third run it actually sets the status to done because that's what we set it to here. So this is in a real world scenario, this is actually going to be maybe let's say Firecrawl for instance, and you are trying to get data from URLs, and you have to actually like keep checking the status so when it's actually done. So that's when we actually use something like, so this is just a placeholder. Alright, so when we check the status and it is done, then it gets passed back, and then in the fourth iteration, that's when the condition is actually met, because when the data actually gets passed to this, let's just go back. So when data gets passed to our loop node, this all gets passed to it on the third run. So on third run, status is set to done, status is done. And if you look at this here, it has the condition is that once the status is set to done, then you are going to, it's going to be true, right? So on the fourth run, it is true and it exits via the condition met branch. So it sends this other additional data. You can also think of it like metadata for the do while loop. So it just basically sends this, which tells us how many iterations it's used, and if it is the first iteration, how the max iterations that we actually set it to, and if it exited via timeouts. So I've explained this before, and if it exited via timeout. So that's basically it. And finally, we have our process results, which is also a set node. So basically, it takes data from here and outputs it cleanly over here. So yeah, that's basically how to use the do while node. I'll be having some other examples that I would really love to share with you guys. So basically, anytime you need just think of it like a while loop. Anytime you need a while loop, you can use the do while node to actually accomplish whatever you want. We actually have the loop node, but the issue with that is that you actually need data to loop over. So let's say you have a set of items that you want to iterate over. That's when you make use of the loop node. this node. So it iterates over items. But sometimes I actually want to check if a condition is true and keep on doing particular thing until when the condition if a condition is true, and if it's false, you keep on doing a particular thing until when you actually have that condition to be true. So that's where the do while node actually comes in handy. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.